talk about your self-concept today, or and my self-concept actually, in my experience, because I wanted to come on because it might help you with your journey as well. So I was listening to this TikTok creator and she was saying, stop being humble. Not in that kind of way. Like, we're not trying to act like we're better than other people, but stop being humble about what you have to offer the world. Because when you do that, you're doing a disservice to yourself and you're doing a disservice to other people because you're not showing up in your greatest capacity. And I really took that to heart. Like, I have had a huge quantum shift in the last week and a half. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to really step into, hey, we're amazing. We're awesome. And that's something that I have continued to work on throughout my whole entire life. I used to have super low self-confidence and self-esteem and dealt with a lot of anxiety and depression because of that. And now that I'm in this stage of life in my journey, which is really funny because this lady at the bar when I used to work there, she was like, when you get into your 30s, your whole life is going to change. And I was like, okay, ma'am. And she was right. And I was like, I'm going to start double downing on this. Okay. Because self-concept is everything. That's how you interact with yourself. That's how you interact with your reality. You can literally have a completely different shift in everything depending on how you're viewing yourself. And so the other day, I really sat down with myself and all my past versions and my inner children. And I was like, look, we need to step into our full embodiment because we have been kind of halfway in and halfway out. and it's because, you know, as a society, we're always told, you know, like, don't brag and, you know, all those things. But that's not what this is. This is, I know that I'm really good at something, and especially because they're my hyperfixations, and I'm very knowledgeable and wise in a lot of areas. And if I am not expressing that out into the world, my clients and my soul tribe members, they can't see the sparkly, shiny me, okay, if I don't see it within myself. And you attract great things in your life that way. And I was actually, last night, I was thinking about Taylor Swift because I know she's like super circulating right now with everything. I mean, she always has been, but I was like, what is it about Taylor Swift and some of these other like really awesome, you know, celebrities that are doing great things? What is it about them? I was like, it's their auric field. It's them knowing their worth and how amazing they are, and they have these beautiful gifts to put out in the world for everybody to share. And I was like, I have that same thing. Like, there's no difference. But it's how I'm seeing myself is the difference. And so I actually sat down this morning in meditation, and I was going through, you know, those self-concept things. And then there was a version of myself in my 20s that came up, and she was like, oh, well, I don't want to brag, and we still have so many things to learn, which is true. Like, you're always learning and growing. But I was like, girl, when are we going to say that we have made it? Okay. When is that? Okay. Because we need to say that right now. I said, I'm actually already in that timeline. I'm already here. You over here are thinking that we still have self-concept things to work on, because we did. We had so much anxiety and so much depression and low self-confidence, low self-esteem. I said, we've already healed those things. What is impeding us right now is thinking that we need to do more. We need to accept that we're amazing and a beautiful star beam and magical, and that we're a shaman, and we can read people's Akashic Records, and we're psychic, and we're a Reiki master and a light language practitioner, and we went and got a background in psychology and mental health, and we are a joy. And people are so excited to work with us, and we love working with people and helping them on their journeys and them experience more fulfillment in their life and getting into their psychic gifts. I was like, what more is there? Okay. I said, we have already reached that level that we have been striving for, but the only thing that is holding us up is you saying, or, you know, these older versions of us saying like, oh no, there's more that we need to do. And I was explaining to her that is an identity. It is an identity of shadow work. Saying more. And I said, I'm already over here in the new timeline. We're thriving over here. Okay. We are booking clients back to back to back to back. We're making tons of money. Our social media is popping off. We're having a great time with our son. Everything over here in our reality is thriving and wonderful. Okay. But this identity of not enoughness, you've been running that program for so long and it's not even real anymore. I said, we need to let that go. Okay. And she was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. And I said, once we let go of that and we really step into our complete fullness, it's only going to skyrocket past here. So this is where I'm talking about your past versions of your inner children. When I talk about them being caught in energetic timestamps, they think that trauma or PTSD or old identities are still running over and over and over again. And you got to come in as the higher self in the new reality, new timeline, and show them, hey, we're not even living that existence anymore. Let me show you what it's actually like over here. And so you can come on here with me and we can move forward. It's like if you were working on people pleasing and you've already healed all that and we're not even people pleasing, but there's this voice inside of you that's still saying like, oh, well, we got to watch it. We got to make sure that we're whatever. And girl, we're already done with that. Why are we still saying those things? It's probably because you had 15, 20 years where you were still doing that, but you've already cleared it out. So this is where we start to separate from those old identities and those old narratives and those old paradigms and telling them like, hey, I already got us out of that situation. We're good. Okay, we just need to look through new perspectives and let me show you what we're actually doing now. So that was a long tangent about self-concept, but I wanted to share because it was just very interesting when I went in there today and I was like, I've already healed all these things. Like, why is that still coming up? It's because of the stories. It's because of the narratives. And we need to be writing the new reality moving forward with my past versions and my inner children. So I would love to hear if you have any thoughts or questions in the comments, and I hope you have a super magical day.